Listen, he could be father of the year. The mom's still doing more work. There's pretty much no, like the only time the mom's not doing more work is when she's like strung out on drugs and leaves the family entirely. You know? Otherwise.
Get that vacation, girl.
Or kills a kid
you
in the
deserve
bathtub.
it.
Yeah, she needed to do heroin to take a break.
Welcome to Guys We
Greetings, fuckers. How you doing? Where you been? You good? Drink water. Stay hydrated. Welcome to another episode of Guys We Fcked.
It's the Anti-Slut Shaming Podcast. I'm Corinne Fisher.
I'm Krystyna Hutchinson.
Welcome to the show. If you want to send us an email, it's sorryaboutlastnightshow@gmail.com. Today's subject line is my partner is depressed and it's so annoying.
So annoying.
I think we've all been there though. I know Krystyna's been there.
For 7 years.
I've been there.
Fucking sucked.
Yeah.
Have I been there?
Well, no, I said I've been there and then I looked at you, but yeah.
And the man just thought you were asking him a question.
No, Corinne looked.
Have you been there or have you been the partner who was depressed and annoing?
I have been the depressed and annoying partner. That's what I was going to say. Who? Did one of my ex-girlfriends write that in?
Oh, damn. Yeah. Hello, C and K. I'm an OG fucker, and I'm proud to have been with you for the ride. I'm 39, and I've been with my partner for 12 years. Well, that's going to get depressing anyway.
Yeah.
We have
Maybe
gone.
that's the problem.
Yeah.
You're together too long.
Yeah. It's like, I'm sure it's beautiful, and like your friend, you know, you have a great friendship, but
You gotta see him every day.
we have gone through so much growth together and we have a loving and great relationship. I've never felt seen more by my partner and we have a fantastic sex life.
Wow.
I hope so. When we get to enjoy it, that is. I knew there was be some qualifier.
Dun, dun, dun.
Because we have 2 little kids together. My partner and I are both self-employed artists. We work from home and live in a small town because it's what we can afford. This year has been so hard on artists and many small business owners financially, and I see this weighing down my partner who feels societal pressures on being a father to provide for his family. Along with parenting 2 small kids nonstop, mountains of laundry, running a small business, and trying to survive. When life hurls lemons at me, I still try to see the joy and beauty in everyday life. I take care of myself well, take care of my mind and body, and make time for my own needs.
Good.
I try to encourage my partner to do the same, but it always ends in a fight. I try to explain to him what I have learned being a mother, that if you don't take care of yourself, when life throws shit at you, you can't handle it because you haven't met your needs first. Very true.
Very true.
He obviously won't listen and is comfortable being stressed out and depressed. I can't stand it anymore. I try to be understanding, but it's like he is walking around constantly in a dark cloud. And it's also like you guys have a very similar lifestyle. So it's like, well, how come you can somehow handle it and he can't? That's why I love that.
Yeah. And you birthed the fucking kids.
Yeah. And it's
you
like,
didn't even have to carry them.
Listen, he could be father of the year. The mom's still doing more work. There's pretty much no, like the only time the mom's not doing more work is when she's like strung out on drugs and leaves the family entirely. You know? Otherwise.
Get that vacation, girl.
Or kills a kid
you
in the
deserve
bathtub.
it.
Yeah, she needed to do heroin to take a break. Bringing the energy of our small home to a bad place. I'm sure you get what I'm talking about. It's
I
just
do.
very hard to be around. I have for years been watching him take less care of himself mentally and physically. And while I try to be compassionate, I'm tired of fucking a fat fuck. Okay, she didn't write that, but I filled that in for her. I'm so tired of the gloom and fucking doom. Yes, yes, yes. As people who deal so much with male comedians, we could not understand you more. Listen, I get sad a lot, but I really try not to make bring the fucking gloom and doom. It sucks. I don't want to leave him, but I need some advice. I don't want to leave him. Jesus, I hope he doesn't listen to this show. I don't want to leave him, but I need some advice. I'm sure as artists yourselves, and from what I've heard on the podcast, you both might have some advice for me on how to handle loving a depressed person who won't help themselves with a warm heart and gratitude. The listener who obviously we're not saying their
I
name.
mean, look, I know you're in it to win it and you got kids together, but I'm a big fan of an ultimatum in this circumstance if he won't fucking listen.
Yeah.
You've tried to have the conversation and given loving advice and be patient and kind, and that's absolutely the first step.
Yeah.
You know, especially if the person has depression, maybe you don't know the depths of their own depression, right? So you want to be gentle and loving. He's your partner. But then after a while...
Not too gentle.
Yeah, everybody's got their own approach. But after a while, yeah, because gentle could be seen as coddling and enabling. If this shit keeps up and he's not doing anything about it, you can't. That is such a pussy dryer. if you are mentally ill and you struggle with depression and you are not doing anything about it, or at least taking the advice of your loving partner who's trying to help you and like help you, like, here, let's sit down together and find a therapist or something if it had to have gotten to that point. But it's like, dude.
Or how about something like, I don't know if like his parents are still alive or whatever, but like I would be like, you're going to go to your parents' house for 1 month. And when you come back, you're going to have your shit fucking together or I am leaving.
Yeah. I think an ultimatum is the only thing to get his ass in gear.
Yeah, sometimes stepping away from the situation I think is like helpful. And listen, like I can't imagine like being in the same situation for 12 years, like the same people, the same house, whatever. And then like sometimes like stepping away, putting things into perspective and just having like, you know, the time to handle just you. And like, hopefully he would be able to give you the same courtesy in the future, right? If you needed that.
Yes.
But I think that could be helpful. There's a lot of like, you know, influencers online, momfluencers, dad influencers who will do things like, you know, go take themselves, you know, the one parent will go to a hotel for a weekend and have this kind of like staycation thing. And I think that's so helpful. And I understand that you guys are in a different financial position. I mean, like go to a Motel 6 for a weekend.
Yeah, then you'll appreciate your house.
Right.
You know?
That's true.
And then also, I mean, there's a lot of things that you listed in this article. And like, you know, small town and city have different amenities, but you know, I'm a big, this is something I've been doing since I was broke. So this is not some like, you know, money advice, but I would really look into see if there's a local laundromat that offers per pound laundry. Cause you just like mentioned piles of laundry and I can only imagine the amount of laundry if you also have small children.
So stressful.
I think people don't realize how cheap you can get someone to do your laundry for you and how much time it will save you. Again, I once read an article when I was like really broke and stressed out about, you know, putting value on your time and that the amount of time it takes to do laundry is literally not worth one's time. So
again,
and then
it comes back folded.
Yeah. I would look into something like that just to ease your load a little bit, you know, and then, you know, reciprocally support a small business in your town. Again, that's more of like a city amenity. So I don't know that it exists in your small town, but you could actually have like a really good price on that.
Yeah.
Just
I think
to give yourself less work.
that is a fantastic idea to have him go stay with his parents or go stay with a friend or go stay with somebody else who's not fucking me.
Basically where it's free that he can leave.
Exactly. Yeah. And then he'll be in the company of a fucking friend. And a lot of times friends can help you get out of your depression by just talking about dumb shit.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to talk about the depression. But in addition to it being an absolute pussy dryer, when somebody is moping around and not doing anything about it, because it is very possible to be depressed and to be a good partner and to have depression and to be a good parent. So not only is it going to hinder like your sex life majorly, I can't imagine that it won't. Your children are picking up that their father is depressed, right? And there's no way that they don't know, that they don't feel that energy from him. So that's going to fuck them up too. So if you need something to give you a sense of immediacy, I would have them in mind.
And also, like, men are so preoccupied with like how society sees them and you're not being the provider. Meanwhile, they're perfectly comfortable walking around the house, making themselves completely unfuckable with their actions.
It's a great point.
It's just like, who's the person who has to deal with you for the rest of their life? It's your wife or your, you know, or your
partner,
your female partner. Like what?
Your kids. Yeah.
It's like, oh, if you're so concerned with other people, what other people think of you, why don't you be concerned with the fact that your behavior right now and the way that you're not taking care of yourself mentally and physically, especially when it comes to heterosexual relationships. I really don't have a lot of grace for men because of how they are so hard on us for you know,
every goddamn thing. Yeah.
For how we look. Can you imagine if like a woman just let herself go physically in this manner?
We'd all be single.
Or was just like in bed, depressed.
We'd all be gay.
And and we were like, oh, I can't make the kids dinner tonight. Can you imagine how quickly we would get booted? We would get replaced. We would get cheated on. Can you fucking imagine?
If a woman just grew a pot belly, stopped shaving all of her body hair, no makeup, fucking greasy ass, fat ass, whatever, like gluttonous. Yeah. Oh my God. The men would run for the fucking hills.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
And it's also like you're both artists. You're both in a very similar boat here. Like, why is his boat sinking and yours is somehow staying afloat?
Yeah. And there's so many things that he could do for his depression immediately that are free. Running, jogging.
Yeah.
Walking. If he doesn't
Sad
like
boy
jogging.
Walks.
Yes. There you go.
Well, because Esther Pavitsky does sad girl walks. So I think it, but the thing is,
it does change your whole mindset, I gotta say.
Literally getting your fucking pants on and walking around the block, it makes a world of difference.
Look, I don't mean to brag, but I'm a runner now. I fucking get up at 7 a.m.
Running is great.
And I go running.
Yeah.
And I never thought, I was like, now I'm a rollerblade girl because it's so fun and running isn't fun. And I thought this elusive runner's high would always escape me because of the times I did run, I didn't feel it. But I gotta say, waking up in the morning and going running and pushing yourself and getting that much oxygen to your brain is going to be an instant boost to your mental health. So it's like something so free and so easy and just at his disposal is that he could do.
Get him a little calendar. It takes 30 days to start a pattern, to start a new pattern. Get him a little calendar and a little pen, and he can mark 30 days. Get him a little star sticker every day. Just this constant like need to treat men like babies, and then us having to fucking get through the things ourselves while supporting our male partners. I'm done with it. It's out for 2024.
It's a lot of work that we ain't getting paid for.
It's
and
out.
At least pay us back by fucking taking care of yourself. That's how you pay a woman back in a straight relationship.
Make a meal.
You take care of yourself and you're present in the relationship and you're your best self.
Yeah.
Fucking, oh God, I'm getting PTSD from Steven.
Yeah.
That was so awful.
Yeah.
And it took me 7 years to lose the attraction, which is like, that says something, but my God. Oh, once you're over it, once you turn that corner, you're like, oh wait, this blows. It's like every time he talks, it's like nails through your eyes.
Well, yeah, that's what I'm like, he has to move fast because I don't want you to get the ick. Because once you get the ick, very hard to undo that.
Yeah,
almost impossible, some would say.
Guys, come see us live. February 1st, New York City is our first Midnight Theater show.
The MasterCard Midnight Theater.
I'm sorry, the MasterCard that's accepted, not that.
It's so weird when a corporation takes over because then we're just like the MasterCard every swipe.
Midnight Theater. Sorry.
Swipe your way through the door for a night of fantastic.
Yeah, the Midnight Theater. We take MasterCard. Ooh, that's kind of rare. Yes. So our first Guys We Fcked Live of 2024 is February 1st. And then if you find yourself in Los Angeles on Valentine's Day, well, God damn it, you're in luck because Corinne Fisher and myself, Krystyna Hutchinson, are co-headlining the main room at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles. And it's going to be, I mean, these shows are going to be epic, okay?
Yeah.
And talk to anybody who fucking live stream our last Midnight Theater show or was there in person. They can't stop talking about it. I'm still getting DMs.
And they're rare. We just don't do Guys We Fcked Live a lot. So like the fact that we've been doing it, every now and then at the MasterCard Midnight Theater, the Comedy Store we haven't done together in a long, long time.
Yes.
So these are special events, people.
They're very special.
Special events.
And then more special events. I am solo headlining New Brunswick, New Jersey at the Stress Factory, January 4th through 6th. Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey, February 9th through 10th at Bananas. And 9th and 10th, and Springfield, Missouri, March 22nd and 23rd. I'm doing the Blue Room. And as always, I have a Patreon where 4 times a month you can do group therapy with me over Zoom and a bunch of fantastic people. I just did it today at the studio, and it was one of the best ones yet. And the audio from every group therapy gets uploaded to the Patreon. So if you can't make it, you can hear the conversation. Sign up today at patreon.com/Krystyna Hutchinson. And then my solo podcast, The Voices in Our Heads, comes out every single Monday. Today, you're listening to this on Friday, but this Monday I interviewed my good friend Ali Problemas, who was in town for a week, and we had a good time, and we ran, and then I read a book, How We Live is How We Die by Pema Chodron, and I read a chapter about the actual physical dying process and what happens, and we had a good conversation about it.
And then for me, you can check out my solo podcast, Without a Country. That's been blowing up lately because of your guys' support. So thank you so much. I really appreciate it. We cover the news, but, I rant and rave. There's comedic elements. We interview non-comic people, journalists. We talk about ethics in journalism. We talk about AI. We're getting heavy into the 2024 campaign. We've covered Palestine and Israel at length. We watch documentaries and do reviews on them. I mean, ones that about social issues and stuff. So it's been super fun this year. Thank you for everyone who's supported the show and talked about it. You can see that every Wednesday night on YouTube, or you can just listen to the audio wherever you listen to podcasts. And then 2024 dates, I'll have more of them. I have an idea of the cities I'm going to, but I don't have the dates yet. But the one ticket link I do have available is for Washington, D.C. Comedy Loft. That's February 29th through March 2nd. That's going to be super fun. And then, of course, we'll get some more Gash shows at the Comedy Store in Los Angeles in 2024. I'll have dates for you soon, but you can follow that on Instagram at Gash Slasher Comedy. That's my horror movie themed stand-up comedy show that has been super fun. Yeah.
Yay.
All right.
I've been thinking about something. And it kind of has to do with this email we read, actually.
Uh-oh.
It's, one of those societal things that we always say.
Yes.
And then every once in a while we stop and pause and think, is that actually true?
Oh.
Like the phrase boys will be boys.
Right.
That was a very accepted phrase for a long time.
I have a shirt that literally says boys will be boys, and then the second boys is crossed out and it says held accountable.
Yeah.
I like to wear it to the gym and let people make eye contact.
Yeah. I see you, sir. But one of those kind of isms or whatever that always floats around that people use as I'm like, is this being used as an excuse for poor behavior?
Probably.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Boys mature faster, or girls mature faster than boys.
Yeah, because we're forced to, because
I'm like,
men aren't pulling their weight.
But yes, exactly. I'm like, I don't think that's actually true. Now, I'll have you know, did not look it up in terms of medical hormone. I don't, but I'm like, what the fuck? What hormone do women get that men don't? We all have the same hormones, by the way, just different levels of them.
No, it's the pressures of society. I doubt it's anything biological.
Yeah.
It's
so,
society forces you.
This whole time, though, I thought it was some biological thing.
No, there's no way. There's
right?
no way.
Exactly.
No.
I got duped.
This is nurture, not nature,
Right.
for sure. But it's not nurture, it's abuse.
Yes.
Yes.
And you know who has to deal with it? Straight women.
Yeah.
Fuck that shit.
Yes.
We gotta get rid of that phrase. Boys, that boys don't mature as fast as girls. That's because we don't allow them to. Like, let's go.
True. Yeah.
Let's go, gentlemen.
There's variables too. I mean, I think each person, each individual is unique. So it depends. I think if you're a younger child or an older child, like where you are born in your family, I think only children have a lot of weight on them, for sure.
That's true.
Older children definitely have extra weight on them. So it depends, like where you are in the family, how your parents, treated you. I think there are some men who have matured, like if like the father of the family died, for instance, I think then
Yes.
sometimes like a male child will have to have a lot of responsibility early.
But that's what's got to happen. A Lion King plot to get him to fucking mature?
Yes, I would think
What
so.
the fuck is that about? I feel like we should not 69 it, 68 it. What's the word in restaurant world?
86?
86 it. Yeah. I'm thinking, yeah.
We should 69 it. Try to, Chris, do that, Christina. Go work at a restaurant.
We should 69 these immature boys.
The mashed potatoes. Like, okay.
No, we got to 86 that phrase because that's completely one of those phrases that allows people to just carry on because they're fucking coddled and to make everybody else think that it's I never really thought about it until recently, but I'm like, I assumed it was biological.
Again, I haven't looked it up.
There's no reason. There's no way.
Mike, if you want to find anything to dispute this, please let us
Yeah,
know.
let me check psychology today.
If we could all figure out
Why
how
are you
to
giggling when you said psychology today? Like it's a fake thing.
No, just like I don't know how fast could I find all these studies on. I'll find. I'll look.
Come on, be mature, Michael. But yeah, I feel like girls and women. Yeah, you're girls still in middle school and high school. Like when I was 17, I was fucking around with a bunch of 25-year-olds at one point. But because this whole like notion of like girls mature faster than boys is all I fucking heard, and I truly was not attracted to boys my age. There was one guy, Paul. Shout out.
No, that you were around 25-year-olds because they were losers, but you didn't know because you were 15.
Yeah.
And
I
so
thought
no
they were cool as
25-year-old
shit.
women wanted to be around them because they
That's
were
true,
fucking
'cause
like
fucking losers, yeah.
pothead losers.
Yeah, for sure. But like that is an idea that I took with me all throughout my boy obsession career.
Yeah.
And kind of really took that to heart and thought like, but the way I interpreted it was, I didn't think about it this way at the time, but it's like, oh, so then you can't get mad at boys your age for being immature because you're more mature. Mm-hmm. But it's like, no, it's because we've fucking been forced to.
Well, I think a good tactic, and I've used this sometimes in life, but it's like if people around you aren't pulling your weight, if men around you aren't pulling their weight, just start phoning it in yourself. And listen, this was very hard to teach myself to do because you have to be comfortable allowing some things that you care about to fall apart a little bit to teach other people a lesson. And so this is very hard for me to do, but just go on a vacation like with your husband or your male partner and do exactly 50% of the planning, not more, and let the rest fall apart. And like it's hard because you have to let your anxiety reduce. Don't remind him to bring his passport. Don't remind him to pack all these things. And he will forget.
Oh, dude.
He will forget. And it will ruin your vacation too. So you have to be prepared to allow this, right? But then the thing is like, he's going to try to make it your problem. And then you can go, no, actually you're an adult and I was treating you as such.
That's true.
Because women always get shit on for nagging. And this was something that, I had to come to terms with. Cause you're like, I don't want to nag. Most women don't want to nag. It doesn't feel good.
No.
Like it makes you go from, mouth to nipple for sure. So you just have to not nag and then let the vacation or the thing that you're doing or the project you're working on absolutely fall apart. And then everyone learns the hard way.
I love that. And you know what?
It sucks for everyone.
I know, we're very much trying to get away from a partner being like having a parent-child relationship, of course, right? But with children and with anybody, like when a child or person learns something the hard way, that's when it sticks.
Yep.
So if he forgets his passport and you're about to go to fucking Barbados and you show up at the airport and your whole vacation is, you can't make the flight, he will never, I guarantee you he won't forget that motherfucking passport ever again.
Yeah. And it's just about you.
That's a great
being
great
comfortable
idea.
with your thing being ruined.
Challenge for straight women. The holidays.
Straight women challenge.
Straight women challenge. For the holidays, don't fucking do as much shit. Because women for the holidays, women all
unpaid labor.
Not that men don't help, because they absolutely do. But like I feel like the woman is the one who's mostly
100%.
making sure the table's set, making sure everything looks beautiful, making sure the decorations are nice.
That's why when you're a woman and you grow up, you go, oh, the holidays actually suck, because I realized when I was a kid they were fucking amazing because my mom made them amazing.
over here trimming the tree. Yeah,
my mom made them amazing. Listen, my dad did get on the roof and he made some Santa tracks, so that was bomb.
That's nice.
But like overall, it's like who was doing all this stuff? Who is staying up late to nibble on cookies to make it look like Santa ate them? That's mom, not dad, most likely.
Yeah.
And again, this is not. I think like some people hear this and they're like, "Why are women always shitting on men?" We're not really.
No, we just want you to be
actually
better.
saying that we know you are capable of more, and so we know that you have the potential to do it. And we're just saying that we now expect that of you. So it's like, do you want us to sit around and think that you're incapable babies? I don't think you actually want that.
Scientifically, according to Newcastle University in England.
This is from menrule.com.
Yeah. No. Not only do girls mature faster than boys, scientists believe that their brains can develop up to 10 years earlier.
But mature, what did you say mature? Do they mean physically mature? I think they mean physically, like we get boobs first.
Well, that is part of it. Yeah, that you guys hit puberty.
But like
1 to 2 years
mature.
before.
Okay, but I could see societally affecting, right? So like if we look like women before boys look like men, that's part of the reason society will change.
No, but it's also brain activity too.
But that's also a big problem with women of color, right? So this has been a conversation about how women of color are often sexualized because sometimes they tend to develop and like look appearance-wise like women, before
they
other
get
races.
traumatized earlier.
Exactly. So there's
That'll
a lot of
there's
always so many variables, but yeah. So women get sexualized first, for sure.
That's true. Unless boys are around pedophiles.
So wait, our brains are capable of more, but then why are men getting paid more in the workplace?
They're not capable of more. What happens is, so the study from Newcastle, again, this is from Newcastle University. There is it's discovered as the brain matures, it begins to remove neural connections that are stored, which it does not think are important. The connections in the brain that are not used regularly tend to shrink and evaporate due to lack of use, whereas the neural networks that are regularly engaged survive. This is called fire and wire, and it is an example of survival of the fittest among neural networks.
Right, but don't you think that our brains could be exactly? I think our brains are developing faster because we're asked to handle more earlier.
Yes, I agree.
That study kind of backs up exactly our theory.
Like I know a lot of men and I know a lot of boys when I was in middle school and high school, and I remember them.
I know a lot of boys. Clip it.
I know a lot of boys. Some of them had really strict dads, and I saw it, unfairly so. Like their dad had like fucking PTSD from Nam or some shit and didn't address it.
Right.
And their dad would just be similar to my mom, but like more strict, like not like a hot mess about it. And I watched them become more mature.
Yeah.
Way more mature.
Yes.
Because they were being fucking traumatized by this father who was demanding they be a man at age 14. And they're like, I don't know what that means, dude. I'm 14. And it's like, but then I've also like, and not to say it's all on the father, but there are certain men that I've known in my life that have fathers that really make a point to nurture their son's sense of self. And I'm always amazed by what that produces in the boy who becomes the man, because it's always a beautiful thing.
Andy Haynes has a really good joke about that because he you know, like I have a joke about having a nice childhood. He does too, but it's kind of like from the perspective of someone with like a nurturing father.
Oh, yeah.
And you can see it in his personality.
Yeah, for sure. 100%. So yeah, that's all phony baloney. Even though Newcastle does say scientifically.
But I think I
what
still
they're
think
talking about. Caveat.
Wait, what's phony baloney?
The boys mature slower than girls, I think, is phony baloney in terms of like it's nurture. It's not nature.
But they can be both. Nurture can influence nature.
Yeah,
or nature can influence.
And I think that's what the article is saying, though, because what was it called? Fire or what? Like whatever.
Fire and wire.
Fire and wire makes sense to what we're talking about, right? It's like
reactionary.
It's like if you don't lose it, if you don't what is the saying? Like use it or lose it.
Yeah.
Yes.
Kind of like that. It's
you
basically
can't get PTSD unless something happens to you. And then all of a sudden it affects the way your neurons and all that stuff's wired.
Sure.
So this is almost in a roundabout way of saying that like women get PTSD younger.
Yeah.
Potentially.
I mean
that could be like a version of this.
That checks out.
Interesting. Yeah. Okay.
Wow.
So it's both.
Okay.
According to this paragraph that I found.
Well, straight women challenge, okay?
Well, did you see that viral video that was going around this week? It was a husband and straight couple, and there are two young kids on Christmas morning, and the man is behind the camera, and he's going around to every stocking, and he's like, little Timmy got this, little Darla got this, I got this, and then they go to the wife's stocking, and then it's empty, and he's like, why is it empty? And then like he goes to the wife's face, and she's like, because no one got me, anything, like that. And there was like a disconnect that the husband, like, it's like, did the husband really think Santa came? Like, it's like, there's nothing in your wife's stocking because you didn't fucking put anything there.
She didn't buy gifts for herself, boo.
Yeah, it's like, is she going to fill her own stocking? And that's kind of like, that right there is like a metaphor for like the straight female experience. So often we are expected to not only fill our own stockings, but fill everyone else's stockings.
Yes, what a great
The video
is
really sad. I watched a lot of commentary on it online too. It was fascinating.
It's a bummer. It's funny, but it is sad. I'm serious about this holiday challenge for straight women specifically, because, God, could you imagine being a lesbian during the holidays? Your fucking house would be so nice. Yeah. But because you got two people doing the work. But
right.
I'm curious, women with a male partner that you're going to spend the holidays together. I try as a challenge, as the Guys We Fcked Straight Women 2024 Holiday Challenge 2023, to not do as much as you normally do and see if any of it gets done, and fucking film it and tag us in it.
Right.
You know?
And this is, I have to, there is a caveat. This is only for people where both the man and the woman are working. If you're a stay-at-home parent and you've agreed to that, the home stuff is your job, then.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah.
You sign up for that.
Then,
but,
yeah.
But, if because you have a relatively equal relationship in terms of like who pulls, the labor.
But that's a problem, right? So I feel like, women have progressed in, and have done both the traditionally feminine and masculine roles, and men not only didn't progress as fast as women with doing the female roles, but they also stopped being able to do the male roles, like the heavy providing or protecting or those things, or like being able to put together a shelf or any of like carpentry work. It's like you're complaining about us being too masculine, but I feel like most women can still be masculine and feminine, when a lot of guys I know like have lost these masculine traits, but haven't gained the feminine ones that would make you like more empathetic and like that's the issue.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah. Gentlemen, if you're straight and you have a female partner,
yeah, because men will be like, well, I
give her the gift
provided.
of helping this holiday season.
Yeah.
How about that?
It's like, well, men provide, but it's like, well, if you're both bringing money to the house, then you both need to be doing the things that make the holidays special.
Yes, the heavy lifting physically and emotionally. Okay. Guys We Fcked 2023 Straight Woman Holiday Challenge. Let's see what we get. Maybe the results won't be as like my brain is already predicting that they will be.
Oh,
Who knows?
It's going to be a shit show.
I want to see videos. I want to see photos
of everyone crying on Christmas morning.
Yes, of the table not being set, or what, the fucking cake not being made because you didn't make it.
That's so
whatever
funny.
the fuck. You know what I mean? I feel like the holidays, like the man mainly, he's like he'll wake up out of his beer football coma to carve the turkey and then go back to his beer football coma. But I'm like, let's make the men do other things. But not make them do it. You don't do it, and see if they step up.
Exactly.
Maybe they will. Maybe they will.
Fuck, man.
Miracles can happen. Okay.
Fuck.
Okay. Guys. Speaking of miracles, our guest, she's a miracle because we're all miracles. You know. She is a certified dating coach, a regular cast member of the Drew Barrymore Show, a frequent contributor to NPR, Washington Post, LA Times, Access Hollywood. Her podcast, Dates and Mates, was named Podcast of the Year at the Black Podcasting Awards in 2022. And her first book is coming out January 2nd. It's called F the Fairy Tale. We are very excited for you to hear Damona Hoffman.